Hey everybody, welcome to TV Recap. I'm Lance and this is the recap for The Walking Dead Season 7 Episode 2 titled The Well. Now, I just got done watching this episode and I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed. The Walking Dead seems to be going right back to the formula from the early part of Season 6 where we get a bunch of episodes with all the characters split up and only focusing on one or two characters. This week, we got an episode focusing on Morgan and Carol's adventures after Carol's a little runaway at the end of Season 6. And we see them go to the kingdom where we meet King Ezekiel, his pet tiger, and a whole cast of other characters that are sort of just more for background. I just don't know how I feel about this. I can't stand the fact that they slow down the pacing with The Walking Dead and just drag out these individual stories. Now, the individual stories are great, but I think The Walking Dead can learn a lot from a show like Game of Thrones that manages to weave in multiple storylines in the same episode and keep them dramatically relevant and keep the pacing up. In this one, we've got no idea what happens and how Rick's group responds after the deaths of Glenn and Abraham and what they do with Negan's new threat and demanding production. So we get a little bit of the issue with the Saviors and Negan and find out that that group also interacts with the kingdom and gets some produce and animals from them, but we don't really see how that affects the core group that we've watched and cared about since Season 1. Overall, I thought this episode was well done. I do like the environment of the kingdom, although I don't know if I necessarily trust Ezekiel's whole backstory because right before that he just said he's a bullshitter. So who knows? Part of me wants to trust this guy just to find out that there's more than one good person in this entire TV show universe. But the other side of me is very skeptical because nothing good ever really happens on this show. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out and how Carol's little relocation ties into the rest of the show as it moves forward. Now, getting back to my main gripe, I do have to say I'm a little disappointed in next week's preview because it looks like we get the same thing but with Daryl. Now, don't get me wrong, a Daryl story would probably be much preferential to what we saw tonight, because we're also seeing Daryl's interaction with Negan and the Savior. So we get back to the core crux of this season. But that being said, who knows? Maybe we get back to Rick and his group in week 4. But by that point, we're halfway through this first fall section of the season. And not a lot has moved along. So hopefully this is something that the show writers can work to correct. Morgan, I felt, was just kind of Morgan in this episode. I didn't get really a lot out of him. And I was relieved, at least, that Ezekiel at least saw through Carol's overplayed nice girl, just shocked persona. I thought she was laying it on way too thick. And anybody with half a brain cell should be able to pick up on that. So I'm glad to see that somebody at least called her on that in universe. So overall, I thought it was an okay episode. I'm interested to see whether or not the whole hogs being fed zombie meat before being given to the Saviors has any sort of effect down the road, or if that was just sort of a weird little flavor text or a gotcha kind of thing. So we'll have to see how that develops on the next deliveries, assuming we get back to it anytime soon and we remember what actually happened in this episode. So there are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought of the episode. Go ahead and leave a comment down below or tweet me at TV Recap. I do read my Twitter feed and respond to all the comments on my videos. Hope you guys like this video, and stay tuned next week for more discussion on The Walking Dead. Thanks for watching, everybody.